Lauren! How you doing, buddy? We are live here at Pearlo Industries, where all the people on the land are going to come and join us. We're going to play a free agency game today. We want to talk about, what do you want to talk about last night? About last night's game. The Islanders just got smoked, and I think they're going to get smoked again. I don't know. Honestly, I stopped watching. It was so beautiful outside. It was like the game was over, so I really just stopped watching. I still think that Tampa is probably going to win this series now. I kind of thought that anyways, but they can always surprise you. Sorry, I got to put you guys up so I can see you on my channel. Oh. Make sure you hit that like button. Okay, I don't know. How many did they have? I guess I could look it up. But since we're waiting for people to show up here, I'm going to share this around. See if we can get some people in this chat. Why doesn't PA come up? Let me see something here. JC. There we go, I found them. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Just wanted to share that around a bit. Okay, how you doing, everybody? They did have a lot of power plays, but the Islanders were playing behind them. The Islanders were behind them a step for sure. The Islanders were, whenever a team is out skating a team, they're going to get more penalties. There might have been a bad call by the refs, but from what I saw, the Islanders were behind the play the whole game almost. And when a team's behind the play, they're going to hold, grab, all that stuff. It's why. It's sort of like what Montreal said about Vegas, not going to take penalties. Well, you got to find a way to not be behind the play, either with anticipation or speed or both. Because if you're behind the play, you're almost always going to hold. It's just natural reaction. Sometimes it's the only play you got, because if you don't hold them back or don't stop them from holding. NHL, hi, Hockey News Reports, how are you? Thanks for coming in, my friend. You know what I mean? They can say whatever they want. You can blame the refs or whatever. The Islanders were behind the play the whole night last night. And that was the reason why they lost. Then they had some difficulties with the goaltending as well. It was just a bad night for the Islanders, and a bad day to have a bad night. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think it was the game before that. Vegas did get away with a lot of crap before that. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for telling me I have a nice bow tie. I think it was a game before that. But the fact of the matter is, Montreal is now starting to look like they're behind the play a little bit. Yeah, they played really poorly. They didn't. They look like it's starting to catch up to them a little bit. Those speed games that Tampa and Vegas in a 7-game series that Tampa and Vegas have are going to catch up to teams that don't have that kind of speed. The only one that really has, I mean, look at their lineup. Who has speed? Eberle, when he uses it. Barzal. Pajot is a pretty good skater, but they're not a super fast team. They're always having to anticipate the play, which they are amazing at. Don't get me wrong. I don't think there's a team out there that anticipates the play better than the Islanders. But sometimes you live and die with that. Whoever scores first, and that's common, especially the Islanders. If the Islanders are not a good come from behind team. So the thing is, what I mean by chasing the game is not necessarily that you're behind by a goal, but you're chasing the other team because they're just faster than you. They're getting to the puck faster. They are getting it out of the zone faster. They are skating out of the neutral zone faster. They're beating you in the offensive zone faster. All of those sort of things like that. Once you start being the last one to the puck, I call that chasing the game. You're probably going to get penalties. You're probably going to have late hits. You're probably going to grab people because you missed them and you're out of the play now and you're trying to prevent a goal. All of those sort of things like that. So, and the reason why I took Tampa to win this series was because of that. And and Vegas to win against Montreal is also because of that. I'll take a fast team. He came on one time on my Patreon and said Tampa was going to win this game for sure. Tampa was going to win this game for sure. The last time the Islanders won. And besides that, I haven't heard anything of him. But I did hear him there, and I said, hey, where you been? I haven't heard you for a long time. Are you okay? And he never answered me back. Yeah. Usually the 1, 3, or 6 will usually win the series. But, okay, well, let's look at our picks for yesterday. Nobody had 6-0 for sure. And the first goal pick was nobody had Braden Point, but I have a funny thing here. It was Stamkos that got the first goal, right? Hey, Hockey All Night, how you doing, my friend? Big hype in the chat. This is Hockey All Day, All Night. Not a regular here. He's starting to become more regular. Let's get some hype in the chat for him. Right on. Thanks for coming in, my friend. Yeah, see, I think the Islanders are forced into the trap a lot because they know they can't keep up with them. Like Kucherov, Point. Look at defense. People don't talk too much about how beautiful of a skater Hedman is. He's a great defensive player, but he's a great skater. I'm doing fantastic. Big hype in the chat. I'm doing awesome, my friend. So nobody took Stamkos to score the first goal last night, and we're going to do this again. And we might even do a couple more. Like who will score the first goal of each period or something like that. Think of some stuff we can do in there. Who will get the first penalty? That'd be a fun one. Tell me what you want to do in there, and we'll do it. And we'll have a point system for it. Who will score if it's overtime? But the other thing we're going to do today is, and I got to get myself a really good book for this. I got to get a book that we can remember. Here, I got one. I'll start in the back. No, it's not a good one. Okay, anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to go down every free agent. And you guys are going to tell me which team they're going to go to. And then when free agency time comes, we're going to go look at our list and see who got it right. Does that sound like a plan? Sounds like a fun time to me. I know Braden Point's freaking one-timer is just crazy. And it's just shot in general. Like, you got to be putting Braden Point's shot up there with the best in the league, right? It's insane. And that team is insane. Yeah, I mean, you got okay, but the funny thing was last night, I picked a player to score first that didn't play. I forgot he was injured. I picked Chernak to score first last night, and he didn't play. So, yeah. So I wasn't right, that's for sure. I was out of it before the game even started. Okay, so, ouch, yeah. Devondra had the Isles. Rogers had the Bolts. Weichel had the Isles. I had the Bolts 3-1. Implicit had the Isles 4-2. I wonder if we're going to see Implicit today. I wonder. H&R had the Isles in overtime in CL. A lot of people had the Isles last night, but nobody had 8-0, as you can just imagine. Yeah, Lauren picked Tampa, yes. So, anyways, wasn't much to talk about besides that. Sorokin taking the puck in the neck, though. Kelly Rudy, who is on American, well, you know Kelly Rudy, who's a goaltender. He's also on Sportsnet here in Canada. And he talked about, and I didn't even realize, I never even paid attention to this, and I don't know why I didn't. But most goaltenders don't wear those throat protectors. That's freaking crazy. Why in the world would you not wear a throat protector? Are you like that'll kill you? If you took a Weber shot to the throat, you're done, man. Are you kidding me? The only Marc-Andre Fleury wears one, but most people don't wear one at all. Most players, most goaltenders don't wear one at all. To me, that seems insane, doesn't it? Yeah, I never paid attention to it till last night. And then, you know, Sorokin got hit in the throat, and then they couldn't figure out if he were going to take him out or keep him in or whatever. Because you never want to put the goaltender in that got pulled, right? That's freaking tough. That would suck mentally. Okay, my coach thinks I don't have the game today, and here I got to go back in again. Oh my gosh, that would be terrible if you had to do something like that. Let me bring up the game, though. I just for the heck of it. Because there wasn't really much for news today, was there? There wasn't really much for news, if I remember correctly. Oh, they got new draft rankings. You want to talk about that? The new draft rankings. Oh, no, they haven't put them out yet. Oh, they didn't say. It says something about draft rankings. I thought it would be there, but by the way, yeah, tell me in the chat what you want to do. Like, okay, we're gonna do the first person. What player is gonna score the first goal tonight? What else are we gonna do? What player is gonna score the first goal? How about who's gonna get the first shot? I don't know if we'd be able to tell that, but yeah, Stamkos got the first goal. Hey, Joey, how you doing from Puerto Rico? Welcome, buddy. Joey and I just became Facebook friends. He's pretty cool. He's got a little picture of him around bananas looking like he's having a hell of a time. Looks fine. Steven Stamkos scored 2 last night. Did he? Braden Point got his 13th of the playoffs. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about that. I didn't even talk about that yesterday. He's in second place. He scored 8 goals in a row in the playoffs. Right now, I don't know, Vasilevsky would probably still win the con, but you got to put Point in there, right? Especially if he breaks the record, which was by what's that Philadelphia Flyer that scored 10 goals in 10 games? Rick McLeish. You're full of fun. Good, that's awesome. That's what I like to hear, buddy. We're all full of fun here at Pearls of Wisdom Industries. You betcha. Luke Shen gets a goal. Somebody tweeted out last night after Luke scored, it was like, if Luke Shen scores on you in a game, you're probably having a bad night. I would have to agree with that. Luke Shen does not score that often. You know what? It was a total team minus effort too. Nobody had more than a -2 last night. Oh, sorry, that's not true. Ryan Pulock was a -4. But no forward was more than a -2. Pageau only played 13 minutes last night? Wow. Yeah, Conn Smythe, I think, well, he's got to be in the running for sure. But then you got Vasilevsky back there stopping pucks like crazy too. So it would probably a toss-up between him. But if he beats Rick McLeish's record, I don't even know if it's going to matter about what Vasilevsky stops. I think you almost got to give it to him. Like, that's pretty crazy. Loving Tampa Bay last night. Yeah, you're rooting for Tampa Bay, are you, Joey? You got to respect what they did. You got to respect the team that they have. And I don't think the Islanders are going to. I think this is it. I think this is it. I don't think the Islanders are going to be able to muster up enough to beat them next game. What do you guys think? You think the Islanders are going to come back next game? Or do you think Tampa's going to get a little overconfident now? And because the Islanders never give up, right? They're going to come back hard, I would imagine. This is a Barry Trotz run team. I would imagine the next game they're not going to go down without a huge fight. The Leafs want Johnny Gaudreau. Welcome, John Weichel. Are you just come up with this stuff in your head and throw it up there to see what everybody's going to say? How the heck would they get Johnny Gaudreau? And why would they want Johnny Gaudreau? They're going to trade Marner for Johnny Gaudreau, Monahan, or Johnny Gaudreau, one of their defensemen. Something like that. Trade Marner for Johnny Gaudreau, Valimaki, and their first this year or something like that. Because Johnny Gaudreau will be cheaper. They'll probably be able to sign him up for about 8. Valimaki is going to be a while before you got to pay him. And then you get the first round pick. And the Calgary Flames get Marner, but they don't really have a center to play with them. Nedeljkovic, I don't know. Varlamov played pretty well, man. Varlamov played pretty well. It's just Vasilevsky's so good. Okay, here, Lauren, since you're bringing that up, I just did a free agent. It's going to be out at 5 o'clock tonight. You guys can watch it. My new free agent video. So if 5 o'clock my time, it'll be 7 o'clock Eastern if you're in the East. I had this idea that maybe Carolina lets Mrazek go and Reimer and sign Pekka Rinne to $1 million. Pekka Rinne would be, he doesn't have a cup, but he's got a lot. He would be like a really good experienced guy who's done a lot in his career. It's a trade rumor, Weichel? Okay. You know how I love me some trade rumors, John Weichel. So we'll entertain this a little bit because I think it does make some sense. I know that Calgary loves Marner type players. I'm not so sure about that. I think they might want to get. It really looks like he's not going back to Nashville. The question is whether he wants to retire or not. But it doesn't look like he's going back to Nashville. The way the season ended. By the way, we have 7 concurrent videos and only 3 people like the program. So try to make sure you're hitting that like button so we can get lots of people in here because that's where the fun's at. I'm sure he will want to retire in Nashville, but it really looked at the end of the season like he wasn't going back to Nashville. The way he was waving to everybody and everything like that, it really looked like he wasn't going back. So you would think he'd want to, but I just think Nashville wants to move on to a younger. I think Nashville wants to move on to a younger goaltender. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe they will sign him back. I'm not sure. Maybe he just retires. Maybe he just knows he's retiring. But he hasn't made it clear that he's retiring yet. So Askarov will be 1 more year, yeah. Askarov will be 1 more. He signed a KHL contract. So I wonder, how did Askarov do this year? Okay, let's look at that trade first that Weichel brought up because I like that trade. That's a cool sounding trade. That sounds like some fun. We'll look at that and then we'll see how Askarov did. Calgary. Okay, what could Calgary offer up? Gaudreau. Let's say we're going to do a package with Gaudreau. Okay. So Gaudreau made 6.7 this year. He's going to be a UFA. They can have him for this year. Johnny is from New Jersey. I'm not sure if he'd want to stay in Canada or not. I don't know. But if they sign him to like maybe $9 million, is that really making much difference though? Because Marner's making $11 million. So it would give them some cap space for this year. But let's say Johnny Gaudreau, they couldn't take Monahan. Monahan's making too much money. Johnny Gaudreau, maybe Dylan Dubé, and Juuso Valimaki. I really like Juuso Valimaki. If they can get Juuso Valimaki in that deal and their first this year, which I believe is number 13, it's not a bad idea. I'm just not sure you want another smaller guy like that. He's kind of a lot like Marner as it is. Now, because you're getting Valimaki, though, I mean, that is a defenseman that they desperately need. And the first round pick, if they're really high on a guy in that spot, maybe. You never know. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people. Hamilton's going to get his $9 million, Lauren. CL in the house. Big hype for CL and John Weichel. Hype, 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 hype. If they trade Riley, they got to get a defenseman back. If they trade Riley, they almost got to trade for a better defenseman. But first, before I got to do that, let's go look at Askarov and see how Askarov did this year. Do you guys want me to open up the window so you can see what's going on here? Let's look. Window capture. Okay. Cap friendly. Let's open up the window. See what's going on here. We're looking for Askarov, right? Nashville Predators. How did Askarov do this year? Can you guys see that all right? Askarov. Where are you? Askarov. There we go. This year, Askarov hit 1 point. Oh, okay. Oh, he only played in the MHL. No. He played 9 games in the KHL this year and put a 1.21 and a .951. Are you freaking kidding me? Why were they playing in the MHL and VHL? Why? Why were they playing him in the VHL? In the MHL, he got a .50, but that was 2 games. World Juniors, he didn't have. What is it about Askarov in the World Juniors? He doesn't put up great numbers ever in the World Junior Championships. I don't know what that is, but he goes to the KHL and he puts up a 1.21 goals against average and a .960 save percentage. That is freaking sick. But I think he's got another year left on his contract before he can come over. Maybe even 2. I think it's a year, though. This is like the AHL, yeah. So, I don't know why they were playing him in the VHL because, I mean, he's quite obviously KHL ready. But the KHL does weird stuff like that. So, now, John Weichel talked about Riley. If they were to trade Riley, I think Toronto would have to add more and get the best player available. But I don't know who they're going to get, honestly. Okay, or like you said, and I know Lauren's going to think this is a stupid idea. But I heard they're going to trade Riley for picks and whatever, and pay Hamilton the $9 million instead. Now I know, Lauren, you're going to say that's a stupid idea because you think Hamilton played really bad in the playoffs or whatever. But he was up for a Vezina last year until he broke his leg, or I should say, until he broke his leg. So I would say if Riley is asking for $9 million, what they have an opportunity to do here is trade Riley to a team like, say, the Chicago Blackhawks. Let's bring up the Chicago Blackhawks. And they could trade him to the Chicago Blackhawks for, oh man, like Kurashev or Hagel, guys that are restricted free agents that you don't have to pay much. Maybe Adam Boquist. You see what I mean? And you can get some young players to fill out the roster so it doesn't hit cap room. And then you get Hamilton to play on defense. So you get some depth in your roster, much needed. And then you get another defenseman that replaces Riley. So in that way, I guess it kind of makes sense if they were to do something like that, I suppose. But besides that, I mean, you don't want to lose Riley and don't get a defenseman back or they are screwed. For sure. Absolutely screwed. Let me shut my window off here for a second unless we come up with something else. Well, I mean, yeah, are they trying to get more playoff guys? I don't know what Toronto's trying to do. I would hope that they're trying to get more playoff guys, but this was just sort of the rumor I heard that as well, like Weichel probably heard. Trade Riley to the Red Wings. That makes sense. That makes sense. You're looking to get like a Zadina back or something like that. Somebody that can play in that top four. Or maybe Tyler Bertuzzi. Tyler Bertuzzi is that playoff guy that Lauren's talking about. Tyler Bertuzzi can give you like 50 points. He plays tough. He plays hard. He goes to the net hard. All of those things like that. That makes sense. Nashville with Riley would be nice. Yeah, who are you going to... Then you'd have to trade Fabro, maybe Arvidsson, or that Eli Tolvanen. I'd want Eli Tolvanen, but is he really a playoff guy? I like Detroit because I'd be going after Bertuzzi, Tyler Bertuzzi. And then I like Rasmussen, big 6-foot guy, huge, big guy. I wouldn't say he's totally aggressive, but he's big enough to cause problems and play a grinded out game up front a little more. So Rasmussen and, you know, whatever defenseman you can pluck off of them are first, something like that. That would be interesting. They're first this year. And then if you take the first this year, take the goaltender. The Swedish goaltender this year. And then they can finally eventually have that kid is unbelievable. And he'll probably be available at number 6. I think that's who Detroit's going to pick if Eklund is not there. So. If only Nathan Gerbe was 6'6", yeah. Kevin Fiala's not going anywhere, though. Unless you're trading somebody. Absolutely insane. Nashville has made it quite clear that Ryan Ellis and Roman Josi are untouchable. So I don't know why Ryan Ellis would be untouchable, but he's untouchable apparently. I could see Roman Josi, but I mean, when you need centers like they need centers, I don't know if Ryan Ellis should be completely untouchable. Kyle Mercer. All the cool kids are coming today. Let's get some hype for Kyle Mercer. We got 33 minutes left, so we talked about the game last night. We got lots of people in the chat right now. So do you guys want to play the game where we pick... Yeah, lots of people in the chat. Do you guys want to play the game where we pick who's going to score the first goal? Tell me what you want to do. Do you want to keep on talking like this? Do you want to do who's going to score the first goal? Who's going to win? This is an interactive thing. So tell me what you want. Yeah, Maroon ended up in the Islanders bench. Yeah, I love Maroon. Okay, just talk about playoffs? All right. Okay, well, what more do you want? Like, there's not much to talk about last night's game. There's Perry. You think Perry's going to score the first goal? Okay, while we're talking about the playoffs, you can throw it out there. First goal. Vegas Canadians. If you want to put it in there, put it in there. New York got absolutely destroyed. You are absolutely right. Devondra says Perry. Lauren says Suzuki. Yeah, we'll just do it as we're talking about who's at home. It's Vegas, right? This is in Vegas. CL has Armia. Wow. Armia's having a really underrated season this year. And it's quite possible he could end up as a Seattle Kraken. If I'm Seattle, that's probably who I'm going for. Armia can play, Armia would be a good top 9 guy who can score. He's big. They're hard to find in an expansion draft. So, yeah, I'd be on that. I think even if they do win the cup, that trade is going to, in the long run, Montreal wins that trade. No doubt about it. I mean, there wasn't just Suzuki in that trade. Who else was in that trade? Didn't they get a first-round pick too? You're going to say Carlson. Mercer's going to say Carlson. Mercer's going to say Carlson. Who else was in that trade? It was Suzuki and something else. I got it here. Oh, along with Thomas Tatar and a second-round pick in 2019. So yeah, they got Tatar as well. Suzuki for McDavid. They got Tatar and Suzuki, who, Tatar has been a good soldier for them, got 50 points, whatever. But in the long run, and let's wonder what that second pick was. Let's look it up. Let's look it up, shall we? 2019 draft. NHL. Okay. 2019 NHL draft. That was the year that Jack Hughes got picked up. Second round, Montreal. Did they trade it? Oh, Jaden Struble. They had 2. What was that? Is that who it was? Jaden Struble? I don't know who that Jaden Struble is. How's he been doing so far? He's at Northeast University right now. He put up 12 points in 18 games. 6 foot, 205 pounds. You never know. Could make it. But just getting Tatar and Suzuki was pretty darn good as it was, I would say. Yeah, they didn't. It doesn't look like this. I don't know. It doesn't look if the second rounder plays. It doesn't look like he's going to be a game changer, but Leafs should trade for Matthias Ekholm. I think Ekholm's making quite a bit. So you would trade. Okay, I think CL might have been thinking about this too. You trade Riley for Ekholm, a package with Ekholm. Thing is, Ekholm's getting up there. He's getting a little gray in the hair. I think he's in his 30s, isn't he? 31. And he's got to have a new contract. So I don't know if you're saving too much money. I guess it completely depends on what Riley's asking for, too. You know, if Riley's asking for the moon, maybe they have no choice but to trade him. I'm not sure. Patrick Brown is hit or miss. I mean, I think I could see them packaging Ekholm somewhere. They need to get a number one center, a true number one center in Nashville. That, I mean, that's easier said than done. But like Reinhart in Buffalo, I don't know what, something like that. They need to find a way to lose Johansson and get a number one center. Yeah, that was a nice trade, Lauren, for sure. Who drafted Nicholas Roy? I don't know why the Kraken would do that. Take on both. I wouldn't take you on either unless you're going to throw me picks, lots of picks. I'll do it if you're going to throw me lots of picks. Like, if you want both of those gone, it's going to cost you this year's first round pick and next year's first round pick, and maybe even more, actually. It's going to cost you a lot. Maybe Tolvanen, guys like that. Perry yeah, I'm sure he wants to go back to Montreal. He had a great time there. I think that would cost an awful lot to get rid of both of those contracts, though. I'd want like a lot. I bet you there's going to be teams lining up for Perry. He took the minimum contract to go to Montreal, though. So I don't know if he wants to make any more money, but I mean, he already did play for minimum, so. Carolina should get Perry. Toronto should get Perry. Any team that has questions about Warrior leadership should get Perry. And Toronto's got to have that. Edmonton's got to have that. Carolina's got to kind of have that. All of those guys. I don't know. I think they kind of. I have a feeling they kind of want to be a last place team. I think they want to build through the draft and get a superstar, and then they'll start paying for some free agents to build around them. That's what my gut feeling is, but I could be wrong. Ottawa's already got Brady Tkachuk, though. Brady Tkachuk is like a younger version of Perry in a lot of ways. So, but you never have enough, I guess. That would be pretty sick to have Brady Tkachuk and Perry. I didn't think they were going to demolish them 8-0. That's for sure. That was a pretty voodoo game. By the way, any of you who are new in here, just tell me who's going to score the first goal for the game tonight. And also, you might as well give me your picks too. Vegas versus Canadians. You might as well give me your picks. Whoever gets the goal scorer correct will get 10 points. 10 Pearlo points. And a special Pearlo dance just for you. I will Pearlo dance and give me all the Pearlo energy into your environment just for you. There you go. Oh, Kachuk's going to be insane. Talking about that, 4-1 Vegas and Petrie. Hockey News reports another. Did you say Petrie? Petrie. And Hockey News reports is saying his team's going to lose. So HNR Vegas 4-1. I know it's worth it. Yes, I do think he hits 150 points. Absolutely no doubt about it. He says it's possible but unlikely. I don't think it's unlikely at all. I think McDavid's going to crush 150. I think he's going to break records, man. He's going to crush 150. You got this one tonight. Which one do you got, Serrano? Tampa should get Perry. Tampa, oh my gosh. Do they need any more crushing? Gosh, that would be crazy if they got Perry. Serrano's taken. Serrano. Canadians. 4-2. Well, who do you think's going to score first, Serrano? Yeah, I don't know why that's not too often not too often that John and I disagree on something, but I think that he's going to hit 150 easy. Easy. I'll put money on that. As long as he doesn't get injured, I'll put money that he hits 150 next year. I wonder what kind of odds they get on that. If somebody's giving me 2-1 odds on that, I'm all over it. You're thinking, okay, cool. If somebody gave me 2-1 odds that McDavid's going to get 150 points next year, I'm all over it. I don't think anybody was number 69. I'm pretty sure there's not one person. I don't think any team would want that. Mercer's going to say 3-2 overtime Habs. Even though he took Carlson to score first. Three, two, OT. Who do I think? Hey, there's a good one. Breakout players for next season. I want to write that down. Oh, we'll ask everybody that. We're going to do yeah. Who do I think breaks out next season? Oh my gosh, that'll take a bit. I'd have to pay attention to that one. I don't think it was just Varlamov. Their defense was really bad. But that being said, Varlamov has been known to pooch out a lot. Like, especially in the regular season, you can't play him too much. Leafs should sign Palmieri. I think they're going to have enough trouble just signing. I don't know. He's going to get a lot of money. One player from each team that'll break out next season. That would be a good. I'll do that in videos, but we can talk about it. Why not? Just off the top of my head. Okay, you know what? After break, maybe we'll do that. Do you guys want to do that after break? Tell me some guys that you think will break out. Like in Tampa Bay, I think you could say, if he's still there, Matthew Joseph could have a breakout year because he's going to get a lot more ice time once they move some contracts and stuff like that. Nicholas Roy. Is it Waugh or Roy? Well, yeah, you want to. Sure. Okay, we're getting a lot of sures here. Okay, you know what? We'll do that. Maybe I'll try to do that as the video piece. We'll try to do that as the video piece. And we'll look at every team. And maybe we won't get it all done today, but we do that. Why not? Sorokin looked really out of sorts last night. Yeah. You're going to give me good ones for sure. Okay, well, we can do that. Why not? That sounds like fun. We got to talk about the game tonight, though. So we got about 8 minutes, so let's get into that. Okay. Oh, we already kind of talked about it. So, okay, the thing about the game tonight is the Montreal had to fly to Vegas for the first game. They had to fly to Vegas. Now, I'm assuming they got there early. I think it would just be stupid if they didn't get there early for that game. It'd be ridiculous. Fleury or Lehner? Well, I wonder, they're probably not going to tell you until the last second. But I haven't, you know what? I haven't checked goaltenders in quite some time. Lehner is for sure in tonight. Is it confirmed? It's confirmed. Wow. Really? Daily faceoff. No, it is not confirmed. Marc-Andre Fleury is likely on daily faceoff. Marc-Andre Fleury is likely. Where are you getting the confirmation? Yeah, I think Tampa Bay is going to win again tomorrow too, Bill. So if Marc-Andre Fleury is in tonight, Fleury was the first goalie off the ice at the Golden Knights morning skate. Yeah, okay. So yeah, he's in. So Marc-Andre Fleury is in tonight. Well, Marc-Andre Fleury was the first one off the ice tonight, or this morning. So it looks like it's going to be Marc-Andre Fleury. I had a feeling they would go back to him again. Killer win for Lehner last time, though. Joey Serrano's took Suzuki as well. We have one Suzuki already, but that's okay. you get if you win, Kyle, if you win, Joey Serrano, if you hit it, you get a personal Pearlo dance with all the energy of the Pearlo dance going directly into your environment, just for you, nobody else, just for you. So you know. Well, maybe not because 2 people took Suzuki, so I'll have to do them both at the same time. But when we come back, I like that idea. We'll do breakout players in the off season. Hopefully you stick around for that. And I'll do it like a video form. So I'll put it out there and you guys can watch it later. And that'll be fun. But I got 4 minutes left, so we're just going to chat. Bill T takes 4-3-2 Habs. Wow. You get a Pearlo autograph? Okay. Bill T. Wait a sec. First of all, my brain only works Habs 3-2. Time of the period and the player that scores. Wow, time of the period. That'd be pretty impressive. I don't know. I'd have to think about a real special one for that, I think. That would be crazy. Actually, we got 3 minutes. Why don't we get started on a few? No, we can't. We got to wait till after the regular season. So anyways, I'm taking Vegas. I'm taking the score for tonight. I am taking... Does anybody know if Chandler Stevenson's going to play tonight? I heard that he might play tonight. That could change things up a little bit. I'm going to take my man. I'm going to take Stone. Stone scores the first one. Pearlo, I am taking Vegas to win 3-0. I'm taking Vegas to win 3-0. John Weichel's taking 4-3 Vegas. Yeah, it is anyone's game, I suppose, but I really think Vegas' speed is starting to catch up to Montreal. Finally, it's starting to catch up, but we'll see. I am not going to underestimate Montreal at all. I said that. I'll never underestimate them again. The way they've been playing the last little while, this year, I don't think anybody can underestimate them now. They've overachieved in every aspect all the time. So Vegas going for the first cup. I think is this their 3rd year? Is this their 3rd year? So they won a cup, then they made it to the finals. Then they were out last year. Isn't this their 3rd year? I want to see Vegas to win a cup. I do. I've fallen in love with this Vegas team. I want to see. I want to see Stone win a cup. Period. Anyways, so just that alone, I want to see Vegas win a cup. Four years. I want to see him win a cup now, right now. Okay. We are going to come back and we're going to look at who's the breakout player from each team. We're going to do it in, I'll do a little introduction and then we'll do it in video format and I'll post it on the YouTube later. So, all right, get your doggies out. It's doggy time, doggy time, doggy time.
Greetings. This is Steel Flyers from the Steel Flyers All Sports Network, and we have two very special guests. We are delighted to be joined by Tracy Musser and Nicole Howard from the Canine Country Club Resorts. Tracy and Nicole are both managers for CCC Resorts and work at the Windsor or at the club, one of two locations both in Manheim, Pennsylvania. Congratulations on your 30th year anniversary of being in business. Let me start off by saying this. Steel Flyer stands behind this company 100%. Taken care of Steel Flyer's furry friend for the last 2 years now, and they are a one-stop shop for everything your furry friend needs. In fact, let's find out what our friends at CCC Resorts offer. Nicole, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Doing great, thank you. What are some of the great boarding services that you guys offer, and what do we have to do in order to get our furry friends taken care of when we are unable to travel with them?
Well, we like to bring everybody in for a tour first. That way they can see the behind the scenes, they can see where they stay, they can see where they play, and then we explain all of the fun things that we can add on to their reservation, whether it be one of our packages, either a nature walk, a ball time, or even a cuddle time.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. Boy, it sure sounds like a resort to me. So how are you today, Tracy?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Tracy, tell me, is it true that you guys have both an indoor and an outdoor pool at the Windsor location?
It is true. We've got one of each, so we're able to offer year-round swimming. The indoor pool is a great option for dogs who are swimming for therapy or rehab. It's got that sloped entry so they can wade into the water. Our outdoor pool is a little bit larger and it's 4 foot deep the whole way across. And both of them are saltwater pools, so it's really easy on the dog's skin and coat.
Wow, that's very awesome. So then during the summer months, you have a much deeper pool outside and then a sloped entry shallow pool indoors for the dogs. Tracy, tell the folks how we can get some pool time.
Well, the first thing everyone does is come for an intro swim. We use that time to make sure the dog is comfortable in the water. We make sure they know how to get out of the pool safely, and we go over all the pool rules and etiquette with the clients as well. After that, they're able to schedule private appointments where they have the pool to themselves, or they can invite friends and have a whole group swim going on.
So after a dip in the pool, then it would have to be off to the groomers, right? I mean, our furry friends cannot go out looking their best. Nicole, what are some of the great services your top-notch groomers provide?
Our groomers, they specialize in full service grooms. We can do the basics, whether it be just a bath and a brush out or a blowout. Or for the extra pampered pooches, we can do nail dremels, we can do deodorizing soaks, and also facials.
Wow, man, that sounds like a resort if you ask me. Tracy, I know one of the main programs here at CCC Resorts is the WAGS program. The Steel Flyers dog is enrolled in this program. So why don't you tell the folks what is involved in this and how they can get enrolled?
Yeah, the WAGS program is our primary daycare option at the Windsor. It's designed to be a structured program for people who are looking for a set routine for their dog. They all come on the same days each week, which allows them to have set friends, and we know exactly what's going on with each group. So we do a little bit more activities and we build more into their daily routine there. But we've got other daycare options as well for people looking for a little less commitment. We do an hourly care where you can drop them off and just pay by the hour. We also do a day stay option, which is great for the dogs that prefer human friends instead of making friends with other dogs. And then we have a traditional daycare option as well if you're looking for the occasional outing for your dog.
Wow, there you have it. A full service groomer, a daycare program, and an indoor and outdoor pool. What more could you ask for? Sure seems like CCC Resorts has everything covered. Remember, DOG, depend on God.
All right, we're back. Sorry about that. I don't know how that was. That seemed way fast. But we're back, and we're gonna look at what I said we're gonna look at. I wouldn't want to see Tampa Bay win again either. I'm with you on that. Not because it's again, but because of the way they won. I just don't like it. Just one sec. K-Swiss. I forgot K-Swiss. Help me out. So you're an Islanders fan, K-Swiss? I suppose you wouldn't be happy. Yes, for sure. I'd be very not happy. We did all the playoff talk in the last round, but if you want K-Swiss, you can throw in your who's going to score first and your who's going to win the game and what's the score for tonight if you want. We're going to be talking about breakout players for 2022. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, they got still a lot of good young players there. They got a lot of tradable commodities to keep themselves relevant for quite a while, Tampa Bay does. 3-1 Vegas, K-Swiss. And what about, do you have a who's going to score first? And then we're going to play the breakout players game. And I want to write it down. I got to get a really good, you know what, I'm going to do it here. No, I don't think anybody's using this book, are they? Nobody's using this book. I got a fresh book here. I got a fresh book here. I got the date and everything on it. So we're going to do breakout players for every team. And then we're going to see how we do at the end of the year. So this is the date today. Matter of haves and haves not. So June 22, 2021. Or actually, you know what? I think we should do this later, the breakout players. Because free agency is around the corner. I think we should do the free agent players and where they're going to go. What do you say? And then we'll see who gets it right. Does that sound like a plan? We'll do the breakout players. It's a good idea, but we're a ways away from that. Does that sound like a plan? We'll do free agency and where that we think each free agent will go. I'll write down all your names, and then we'll come back to it and we'll see who's right. Maybe everybody will agree. I don't know. Stone. K-Swiss has got Stone. That's what I took too, K-Swiss. We both got the same thing. Yeah, it's harder to predict, but yeah. Okay, let's do that. Don't worry, Hockey News Reports. We're going to do that who's breakout player one too. It's just this one's a little sooner. It's coming up a little faster. So, but we'll do the breakout player one too. I just think it's a little early to do that. Okay, so I'm going to do this. And first of all, I'm going to do this and let everybody know what I'm doing. And it's going to be a video. This is going to be a video. So everybody get all spruced up and ready to be in the video right now. As we do, free agents. Oh, shoot. First of all, I got to get it up. I think I freaking already took it down. I got to bring it up. Free agent tracker. It is difficult, but that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it fun. Window capture. There we go. Okay, we're not doing goaltenders. We need all the positions, UFA update. We're going to skip Ovechkin because we know he's going to go to Washington. We're going to start with, we know that Ryan Getzlaf's going to go to, we're going to start with Taylor Hall. Actually, if I do this, I can't make it a video. Yeah, I can. What the hell? I'll do it. Okay, is everybody ready? Here we go. We got to get the chat going. So I can go like that. I can see what everybody's saying. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's going to work. I can't do it from here. Can I? I don't think I can do it from there. Let's see what the live looks like. Actually, yeah, I can. I can do it from here if I go like this. If I do it like this. Okay. All right. So, got the live chat going on here now. We're starting off with Taylor Hall. Okay. First of all, this is a Pearlo Wisdom show. It's a live interactive show that goes 5 days a week between 3 and 5 Eastern. And today we're doing every free agent. I also have a series on this. You might want to check it out, but we're doing it interactively today. All the free agents are where they're going to go. And this is how we do it. I put out Taylor Hall out there, and we got a bunch of guys that tell me where they think Taylor Hall is going to go. I write down their names. We see if they go there eventually, and they get fine, fabulous prizes and points for getting it right. Very simple. Okay. First of all, we got Taylor Hall. Where do we got in the chat? Where is Taylor Hall going to go? Don't worry about Rask. We'll do Rask in a second. Taylor Hall. Is Taylor Hall going to go back to Boston? I think Taylor Hall, Kyle Mercer says Boston. I think Taylor, I don't know if Taylor Hall is going to go back to Boston. I think this is going to be a tough decision for them. But I'm leaning that he goes back. Does anybody think he doesn't go back to Boston? How about that? Does anybody think that Taylor Hall does not go back to Boston? I think it's going to be a difficult decision for them. When it comes, it depends on what Taylor Hall wants to get paid too, right? You never know with Taylor Hall. If you remember, he said, "Oh, I just want to go to a contender" last year, and then he signed in Buffalo for $8 million. I want to go to a contender. It's not about the money, but he took $8 million for 1 year to go to Buffalo. Really? Contender, right? Yeah. So right now, Taylor Hall says he wants to go to Boston. But if a team comes up with another $8 million a year for a couple of years, and Boston's like, "Oh, we're only going to pay you $6 million," do you think he's going to go to Boston? I don't know. Mercer says, Weichel says, Hall back to the Oilers. That would be something. I'll tell you what. The other rumor that has been going around that is he goes to the Calgary Flames because he was born there, but he left there when he was like really young. I don't think they want to get rid of him, but what is he asking for? That's the main thing. If he takes 5 or 6, maybe, yeah, I'll say he goes back to Boston. He said he felt like he was home. Well, did he say that? Okay. So is that worth losing out on $2 million a year? Hall might go to. I know Hall would like to go to Toronto. I'm pretty sure. Joey Serrano. Are you saying that he's okay? I'm putting you down for Toronto, Joey. Leafs. I don't know if the Leafs want to spend that, but his wife lives in Ontario. It makes a lot of his whole family's in Ontario. As far as where he'd want to go, I think you could be right. I think that was where he'd want to go. I just don't think I should put me down here because you guys are going to want to see the points and all that. Yeah, I think he could. I mean, it's not what do we? Anybody else want to put something out there? We got Mercer, Weichel, and Serrano. I think I'm gonna go with the Boston guys here. It's hard for me to decide. I kind of have this feeling the Flames are gonna want to pay up for him for some reason. Just seems like something that they would do. But I'm gonna say Boston too. Am I gonna get hook, line, and sinkered again by Hall? Hall with all this talk about, I want to be in a contender, like all the stuff he says, and then he does something completely different. So he could end up going to Anaheim or something like that, or Arizona again for $10 million or something, just to get to the cap floor. Like, I don't know if I believe all that much about what Taylor Hall has to say, to tell you the honest truth. He seems to say one thing and do another quite a bit. So anyways, let's get to another one. David Krejci. Do you think David Krejci goes back to Boston at a lesser rate? Of course, he's not going to make $7 million. I think if they sign Hall, they got to kind of sign Krejci, right? Is there anybody there that thinks that Krejci goes somewhere different? Krejci. Oh, you think Hall will go to Arizona? The least likely team, maybe Hall. The least likely team he would go to would probably be Arizona, yeah. Or the New Jersey Devils. I don't think he's going to go back to New Jersey. And then, of course, the teams that are way capped out, like Washington Capitals and stuff like that. Hall to the Wild. Yeah, I just think they're going to probably, if they're going to pay big like that, they're going to go to a center. But you never know. Minnesota's not too far away from Toronto. I think one of the reasons why I like Boston too is it's pretty close to Toronto as well. So Krejci stays in Boston one more year. Lauren says back to Boston. Mercer says back to Boston. Oops. One year? I think he's going to take a one-year deal. I think I'm not even going to do Rask because it's either Boston or retirement, I'm pretty sure. Hey, Terry and Kim Pagula. Where have I been? I've been here the whole time. What are you talking about? Krejci, okay, Implicit says Krejci to Vancouver. That's interesting. Why do you say that, Implicit? I got you down here as Krejci to Vancouver. Is he from the area or something that I don't know about? Sabres will be contenders next year. I think, Terry, you're the only one that believes that. You just feel it. You feel it in your bones. Krejci to Vancouver. But they've got Horvat and Peterson already. I don't know. Might not be the best fit. I think if he goes away from Boston, it's going to be to try being a number one for the first time. Like the Columbus Blue Jackets. Or who else needs a number one? Maybe we were just talking about Minnesota. Minnesota makes sense. Dubinsky to retirement, nailed it. Yeah. Minnesota makes sense. Krejci to Buffalo. Zetterblimp. Jackets or Oilers. Okay. So I'm going to go weird here. I'm going to say Krejci to the Wild. Although I think he really probably will go back to Boston. Okay. So Peter Chiarelli to the Oilers. Yeah, right. I will definitely not be an Oilers fan after that. I promise you, I'm already slipping as an Oilers fan. I admit it. I think Vegas is taking over. But if Chiarelli were to go into that organization at any capacity ever again, I will definitely mail in my Oilers card right away. Next, Paul Stastny. Paul Stastny. Where does Paul Stastny go? That seems like a Minnesota one to me. I'm going to say Minnesota. Winnipeg's not far from Minnesota. They need a number one. They need a center. They might lose Bonino. Yeah, Hockey News Reports has it too. Stastny to the Wild. The Blues, maybe back to the Blues again. I don't know what. I think the Blues might be rebuilding. Stastny to the Bruins. Mercer says the Bruins. That makes some sense, dude. Especially if they don't sign Krejci. But he does bring some. Charlie Coyle would be their fourth liner then, if he goes to the Bruins. Be interesting. Stastny to the Ducks to make the Bucks. I don't think money. Stastny's made a crap load of money in his career. in some ways, you could even say he was getting $6 million a year a long time ago. I think he'll be going somewhere where he thinks he can win a cup, and Minnesota seems like a pretty likely one for me. Stastny to the Islanders? Okay, Lauren says to the Islanders. The only thing about that, I see what you mean, because he plays an Islanders type game, right? Stastny back to the Avs makes sense. But the thing is, they're going to have that. That would mean that they were. I think you must be thinking they're going to trade one of their centers then, and then get him cheaper, which does make some sense. It wouldn't be Pajot though, and it wouldn't be Barzal, so you know who's left over. They could trade their trade. What's their second line center? I always want to call him Hunter for some reason. I don't know why. Serrano says the Blues. Back to the Blues. You're going to get mad points for this. I think you're going to get like 50 points if you get it right. 50 points if you nail it, if we nail it. Okay, you got a couple more seconds to get them in, and then we're going to move on to the next one. Yeah, okay, we're not going to do Stepan. We're not going to do Zetterberg. So Saad, we're on to Saad. Lauren, Saad to Seattle sounds like a good plan, dude. I like that one, Lauren. Lauren. Saad. Saad to Seattle does make a lot of sense. He's only 27 years old. Is he Saad? He's 28. 28 years old. You know, it's hard to find scores for Seattle. He's won a cup, so he can bring some cup-winning leadership there to their young team that I imagine will be young. Saad to the Kings. A 1 in 30 chance, yeah. I don't know if it's 1 in 30 because there's teams that you can eliminate right off the get-go. Hockey News, that makes sense too, HNR. Hockey, Saad to the Kings makes a lot of sense. Actually, is Lauren still here? Yeah, Lauren's in here. How about Saad to Carolina? What about Saad to Carolina? Carolina really could use some playoff cup-winning leadership there. He's still relatively young. I wonder what kind of payday he's going to get. That's the thing. But there's a crapload of teams that I think he could go to. I think there's going to be a lot of play for Saad. I could see the Oilers. Well, it depends on how much you think he's going to get. It's going to be very interesting to see what he's going to get. Saad to the Devils. You already put one in, Hockey News Reports. I got to go off the top of my head here. Who else? Cup contenders. He could just go back to Colorado. Colorado could sign him. They can afford him. Yeah, I know. I'm kidding. I don't care, Hockey News. You put out as much as you want. I was just saying you already put one in because I forgot that you put one in. You can put out as many as you like. I don't care. Oh, Mercer's got Saad back to Colorado. Mercer's got Saad back to Colorado. Oh, Serrano. Yeah, that's a good one too, Serrano. Sod to the Flyers. They could definitely use some cup experience. The Kings are your official pick. Okay, yes, we got that. The Kings. So we got Sod. So far, we're kind of all over the board here. We got Sod to Seattle, to the Kings, to the Hurricanes, to the Avalanche, to the Flyers. I could see the Penguins, but they probably can't afford them. I could see the Florida Panthers. Yeah, I could see. Who else? I could even see the Rangers, maybe. Yeah, a lot of teams out there would be all over it. Okay, next one. Forget about Backus. He's probably retired. He doesn't matter. Edler's going back to Vancouver. We're not going to worry about Edler. Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins. Oh, that makes sense. Which one do you think he's going to go back? I don't know. They're having a terrible time with this contract in Edmonton. I get the feeling he's not going back to Edmonton. Okay, Lawrence says stay in Edmonton. I have a feeling he's not going back to Edmonton. Lawrence says Edmonton. Weichel says back to the Oilers. Mercer says Flyers. Okay, Hockey News reports Avs. That makes sense because they could move on from Kadri and take him instead. Does make some sense. Mercer says the Flyers. Who did I say goes to Minnesota? I think I said Stastny. They take Stastny. What about Seattle? What about Seattle? I like Seattle. I'm going to say Seattle because that's fun. Hopkins. He could get, if he went to Seattle, he could get a chance to be a number one right off the get-go. Finally get his chance to be a number one center. And he could probably get, they need to get to the cap floor, so they'll probably pay him okay. Hopkins to Washington, Serrano. I don't know how they would afford that, dude. But, man, he would look good in Washington, all right. It would be mind-blowing if he goes to Philadelphia. Yeah, because they got Hayes there, right? So he could play wing. But I think if he's going to sign somewhere, I think he wants to play center. So you never know, I guess. I think Seattle's a good one. All right, are we all done with the Nuge? We're all done with the Nuge. Let's move on to another guy. And that other guy is going to be yeah, they got to do something with those contracts. I agree before they make a move like that. Dubinsky goes to Dallas so they can get cap room. Yeah, possibly. I'm not going to do Dubinsky because he's pretty much retired now. The next one is Dougie Hamilton. And this will be the end of the video. So this is what we do every day. We do stuff like this. I got to write down the time for this. What's the time? This is what we do every day at Pearlo Wisdom Industries. We are at 3:35. That can't be right, is it? Sorry, 1:35. Okay, 1:35. 1:35. This is what we do at Pearlo Wisdom Industries. We're going to do Dougie Hamilton now. Come check us out. We'll show you Dougie Hamilton. Come check us out, 3 to 5 Eastern. Okay, where we got Dougie Hamilton going, everybody? Let's get back in here again. Yeah, I agree. Lemon Sheriff. Yeah, what you want to put one in for Sod? Lemon, thanks for coming in too, by the way. Awesome. Goes to a museum. Hamilton stays in Carolina. Okay, hockey news. Okay, Hamilton. I got to write this down. Mercer. Hamilton. Mercer says Carolina. He stays there, really, eh? You think they're going to pay up the $9 million? Well, we don't know that for sure. That would be cool. Hockey News Reports. Wow, says the Sens. You think they're going to pay a guy $9 million a year after they wouldn't? Yeah, you never know. What else do we got? Hamilton, where does he go? Nobody's saying the Leafs yet? I thought somebody would all. Hamilton, I think he's going to want more than 7.5. Yeah. I think he's going to go on the market. I could be wrong, but yeah, where do you think he goes, Lemon Sharaf? Where do you think Nugent Hopkins goes? We got to finish. I'm going to say Hamilton. I don't know. Oh, Weichel said the Leafs. Okay. I think Dougie Hamilton, how old is he? I think he goes for the money. I think he goes for the money and he goes for the long-term contract. And I think he goes to the Arizona Coyotes or the LA Kings. Which one am I going to do? LA Kings? I could really see him going to the LA Kings. Steen goes to a hospital bed. I would agree with you there. Oh, Lemon Sharaf. Who's that? You think that Nugent Hopkins goes to the Flyers? We got 2 for the Flyers now. Lemon. Flyers. Okay, guys. All of you people that were just watching the video, we're going to cut her off here. And you've seen what we do. Come and join us here. It's a lot of fun. There is so much frolic. Woo! 139. Have a great day for you guys. But we're going to keep on going here. We got lots more to do. And you can come back and check it out anytime you want. Whoops. Here we go. Yeah, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Steen's done. Steen is done. No more for Hamilton. So far, we have the Sens, we have the Leafs, we have the Kings, and Carolina. No more. Nobody else is going to pony up for the big. What about the Detroit Red Wings? They got lots of cap space. Takes a pay cut. Yeah, wouldn't you love that? Yeah, I don't think it'll be. Yeah, we got 20 minutes. Am I missing doing anything? We just keep on rolling the way we're doing. This is fun stuff right here. Okay, nobody else has put one in for Hamilton. What about Travis Zajac? What about Travis Zajac? Back to the Islanders? We haven't. I can't write down Schwartz because we're not doing Schwartz. Zajac to the Rangers. Wow. That makes sense, sort of. Zajac goes back to the Devils, Lauren. That makes sense too. I wouldn't doubt that Palmieri and Zajac both go back to the Devils. I wouldn't doubt that at all. They get their first round pick and then they go back to the Devils. I wouldn't doubt that at all. I can't do Foligno yet. Tell me Foligno later. I can only do one guy at a time. Mercer says the Bruins. I like that, Mercer. Mercer says the Bruins. You go as a fourth liner there. Serrano says back to the Devils. He probably stays in the East. Nobody's saying he's going to go back to the Island. I would think he stays in the East as well. I'm surprised nobody thought he might go back to the Island on that one. Okay. What, Serrano, you think he stays in the Island? Oh, you said the Devils. Okay, so next, everybody's all over the route. We better move on. Palmieri and Zajac to the Rangers. Zajac to the Pittsburgh Penguins. There we go. Weichel. There we go. That's pushing the envelope. That would mean that they don't sign Carter, I think. Or they could sign him as a fourth liner. Then they'd be pretty stacked up the middle if they did. That's an interesting one there, John Weichel. That's why I like doing this. You guys come up with some pretty cool stuff. Okay, Landeskog is signing. I mean, you got to think he's re-signing in Colorado, right? I'm afraid to even put the name down there because, I mean, he could go, if he's not going to Colorado, he could go anywhere. Yeah, what happens to Bluger? Bluger could already end up going to Seattle anyways, right? Maybe, possibly. Okay, I'm going to skip Landeskog because I really think he's got to go back to Colorado, right? I think he's got to go back to Colorado. Of course I want to hear a blockbuster trade. Okay, we're going to go with Foligno now. I know somebody in there said he's going to re-sign with Toronto. Who said he was going to re-sign with Toronto? Foligno. Yeah, of course I want to hear your blockbuster. Mark Stahl to the Rangers for $700K. Okay. That's your blockbuster trade? So where does Foligno go? I think he goes back and plays Pearlo. I'm going to put myself in there right away. I think he goes back and plays with his brother for the Wild. Lawrence says he stays in Toronto. Makes some sense. Yeah, Hockey News Report says the Wild too. Yeah, I think he'll go back there. Besides that, he could go anywhere. I mean, okay, don't get ahead of me here. Where does Foligno go? Lawrence says the Leafs. Anybody else out there has anybody for Foligno? I mean, there's lots of teams he could go to. If he doesn't go to Toronto, he may want to stay out east. He may want to stay right around that area. Where isn't Foligno from St. Louis, or was he born in Toronto? Let me look that up. Are they American, or were they born? Were they born when he was Foligno? I think he's from Buffalo, right? Is he from? Oh, he's from Buffalo. He's not going to Buffalo. So he probably would want to stay in that area. Ultimately, maybe, I don't know. I could be wrong, but Foligno to Montreal. Serrano says Foligno to Montreal. That makes sense. Why not have all the heart and soul guys in one team? Might as well. Okay, that's it. I guess nobody wants to do Foligno anymore. So we're going to go on to Gardner, Ryan Suzuki. Gardner, Ryan Suzuki, and a first-round pick. I wouldn't want Gardner. I wouldn't want Gardner. And Ryan Suzuki, I think, is a third-line center at best. The first-round pick isn't too bad, I guess. It's not bad, though, because goaltenders don't get enough value. I think it's undervalued for me. I don't want Gardner in that deal. Nick Foligno wants $4 million. That's going to be tough for him to get, but probably somebody will pay it. Add Bean. Okay, now you're talking. If you're going to add Bean in that deal, maybe, yeah. That sounds like not a bad deal. So who's next? Everybody was already on. Goligoski. Older gentleman. Can you guys even see that? I suppose I should make that bigger, right? You guys obviously can see it. But maybe I should just make it bigger anyways, right? No. Now I think of that. Goligoski to the Leafs does make sense, Weichel. Goligoski to the Leafs. Weichel says Leafs. That does make sense, Weichel, for sure. Flames, really? Why would you think Flames are going to get it? I think Flames are going to like kind of rebuild, don't you? But I'll put it down here. Hockey News Reports says the Flames. Yeah, I know. It's a lot of fun. I like doing this. Who else do we got? Okay. Goligoski wants to win. I like that one to Toronto because he can win. He's definitely going to get a good shot there. Didn't he win a cup in Dallas? What about back to Dallas? I think he could go to a lot of places. He's going to get back. He's going to be on a cheaper contract than he made. He was making $5 million. I think he'll probably get 2 or something like that. He put up some pretty decent numbers last year. He had 22 points in 56 games. That's not too shabby. Here's a weird take. Okay. I think Tampa may lose Chernak. They may have to trade him away. So I'm going to say he goes to Tampa. Because he's probably every bit as good as Chernak is right now. You're going to say Carlson scores tonight, Mercer? I thought you did yours already. Did you not? Yeah, you did say Carlson. Oh, that's... What am I talking about? I friggin' forgot. Goligoski might go to Buffalo. I don't think Goligoski's going to want to go to Buffalo now. I'll put it down just to see. Maybe he wants the money. But he's made quite a bit in his career, so. Sabres. Yeah, wasn't Goligoski on that team? I thought he... Why not? Yeah, why not? You're right. Why not? Okay, wait. Jaden Schwartz. Jaden Schwartz. I think the St. Louis Blues are in tough with Jaden Schwartz because if they sign Jaden Schwartz, that means that they are not rebuilding. Oh, we'll do Alexiak later. Alexiak, where is Alexiak? Was he on here and I missed him or something? No, he's not on here. He's later. But, okay. I think Alexiak goes to the Winnipeg Jets, but... there's another one. Oh, I didn't even put my pick in. Oh, I said the Lightning, because another one the Winnipeg Jets could look at. But, I mean, after playing in Arizona, do you want to go play in Winnipeg, really? I don't know if I do. Schwartz stays with the Blues. I know they love him and everything, but, I mean, they got to start wondering if maybe they should be rebuilding here soon, shouldn't they? But I agree, probably will stay with the Blues. The other one, I'm going to say just for the heck of it, the Kings. I'm going to say the Kings. Yeah, Ekman Larson is out of Arizona too. So you look at that. You got Ekman Larson's out. Hjalmarsson is out, which we'll talk about tomorrow, I guess. Hjalmarsson is out. Demers is out. Goligoski is out. Their whole defense is gone. That's why I think they'll sign Hamilton. give him like $9 million or whatever, because they got nobody except for the, except for oh, what's his name? Friggin' probably will win a Norris, and I can't even remember his name. I think Schwartz will go to the Kings if he doesn't go to St. Louis. Arizona. Where is Arizona? Arizona. Chikrin. Then you got Chikrin, you got Hamilton, 2 possible Norris candidates. Yeah, Ekman Larson will get traded. It looks like he's going to get traded. This year, what they're going to do is they're going to go out and see who will trade for him, and then they're going to give it to him to decide whether he wants to go there or not. So Ekman Larson is opening up his trade availability. And I think he will. Let's do that real quick, because we only have 3 minutes left. So we're not doing any more here, so I'm going to shut off my windows and we'll just talk for a bit. Window capture off. Put me up here. Go to the live. Go to Cap Friendly. Ekman Larson is going to be really interesting where he goes. I think there's still value in Ekman Larson. Do you guys have any idea where he might go? Philadelphia Flyers, maybe? He's making $8 million a year. So wherever they trade him to, they're going to have to take a contract back. They're definitely going to have to take a contract back. Carolina Hurricanes and take contract back. Oh, that would be like Jake Gardner. No. Osterley is a free agent too. I think they'll be able to sign Osterley. That's one player I think they'll be able to sign. He'll get a really good opportunity if he stays with the Avalanche or with the Coyotes to be like a top 4 guy. If I were him, I would sign, because he's not going to get top 4 money anywhere else. Yeah, geez, that's a lot. I don't know if I'd do that if I'm Vancouver, but man, to get out of that Eriksson contract, maybe I would. That's not a bad deal. I know he wants to go to Vancouver, but how many years is left on that Eriksson contract now? I'm going to go a little long here, by the way, because I'm having fun. So. Vancouver. Where are you? Vancouver. Is there 2 years or 3 years left? That is just the most horrible contract ever. I don't even think they have him in the lineup. No, probably in scratches. Louis Eriksson, they have him on non-roster. Oh, he's only got 1 more year left. Okay, that makes sense. And I mean, that's a big contract to add to that. I really don't think it'd be wise for Vancouver to do that, but I wouldn't be surprised if they would. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they did that. So you say Louis Eriksson, 10% salary retained for every single year? No, Louis Eriksson's done now. How many years is left for? Okay, so you're saying that he wants to go to Boston or Vancouver, but I don't think Boston's going to do it. He's making too much money. He's got 3 years left at $8 million a year. I thought it was more than that. Is it only 3 years? 3 years left at $8 million a year. He's got more than 3. He's got 5 years left at $8 million a year. Wow, that's going to be a tough contract to pawn off on somebody. He's 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. He's been regressing, but it's been in Arizona, so it would be. And what did you say? You said 10% salary retained for the whole contract. That'd be like $800,000 every year for 5 years. For Eriksson, 1 year of Eriksson, a 2021 first. Okay, that seems like a fair deal. And McEwen, that seems like a fair deal. Yeah, for sure. Not a bad deal at all. Besides that, who's desperate for defense? Desperate for defense. Winnipeg Jets. I don't think he wants to go from Arizona to Winnipeg, though. Don't think so. New Jersey Devils. The New Jersey Devils. I wonder if he would go to New Jersey. They're desperate for defense. Yeah, you know what? It's time for me to go too. This has been a blast. I will get going though. I'll try to get that video up. I got the times there, 1:39 and 1:09, so it's about a half-hour video. I'll try to get that video up. Check it out. I'm also in 2 hours. I got a free agent video coming up as well. So, talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Whoops, let me bring up my live so I can turn it off. Okay, bye.